Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the second time that I'm filming this video because the first time I filmed this video I had a wardrobe issue and I could not upload. And the first time that I filmed this video I watched it back and it honestly was all over the place, and I'm gonna try to not make this one all over the place, but I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna try to make it a tad bit better. Anyways, I basically just wanted to sit down and chit chat with you guys a little bit about my clothing brand, how it started, the pieces, why I picked the pieces that I picked, the designs, all of that. If you guys didn't know, my clothing brand is TKG, which also stands for Think, Acknowledge, Grow, and a lot of you guys have put 2 and 2 together that it is my initials, and yes, it is my initials, but I also wanted to make it something completely separate necessarily. I didn't want to make it like merchy, I wanted to make it a clothing brand. So while I did incorporate my initials in it, I also wanted to incorporate a meaning that really resonates with me and my life, and something that I really try to implement in my life, and that is forever growing. I honestly feel like this world would be a better place if we took the steps in reflecting and figuring out how we can grow from the situations that we end up in life, good or bad. My clothing brand stands for Think, Acknowledge, Grow, which think is just to sit here and, you know, reflect on what you did, reflect on where you could be better, acknowledgement where you went wrong, acknowledge where you could do better, and own up to your actions. And lastly, we have grow. If you take those steps, I find it really hard to not grow as a person. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, no one in this world is perfect, but if we can take the steps in the right direction of self-reflecting, growing, and just becoming a better person in every scenario, friendship, relationship, work, I fill in the blank, we only can go up. And I guess I wanted my clothing brand to have a meaning that, you know, when you put these items on, they make you a better person. They remind you to be a better person. They remind you to grow. They remind you to self-reflect. So I hope that when you do see these items, or when you do wear these items, you do feel that. Sorry, this is really all over the place. But yeah, that's basically the meaning. It's just forever growing. I want to be a better person. I want you to be a better person. And I really think that starts from just the concept that we're never gonna stop growing. If you're stagnant, you're not becoming better. So I guess I'll get into how this all started. A little over a year ago, I had an opportunity to sit down with somebody who had a clothing brand. And he kind of walked me through the steps I needed to take and the process. I've always wanted to start a clothing brand, but when I think about that, and when I have thought about that growing up or at any point in my career, starting a business, starting a brand, anything in that realm, it seems so overwhelming and you don't know where to start. And I never really had somebody in my life during those times to like sit down with me and kind of walk me through the process to where it kind of seems a little doable. But the second I did get that, I kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna hop on this opportunity because this seems cool. I sat down with him, he walked me through the process, and you know, he kind of helped get me started for the first initial steps. And that's kind of more of like the back end, but I'll like fast forward to when it comes to the creating. I thought of a name, I thought of what I wanted my brand to stand for, the meaning, and I guess like the first couple pieces that I wanted to drop and what I wanted the designs to be for them. That being said, the next step was kind of finding a graphic designer, which was a process within itself because I've tried out a few different people and I didn't like them. Not to say that they're not good, they just weren't a fit for me. Sometimes like I really know what I want, but sometimes I have a hard time, I guess, like putting I don't draw, I'm not an artist, so I know what I want, but it's hard for me to like translate that to paper for like the artist to see and be like, oh, okay, I get it. So I feel like we just didn't really mesh. Came across one, and his name is Kenny, and he's actually my graphic designer for TKG. He started out with my logo. I kind of sent him like a rough draft of what I wanted, and he took that and made it everything I wanted and more, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this is it, you get me. I guess like the rest is history. We started talking about like what I had in mind for my first drop, the items, the colors, all those types of things. Honestly, the process in finding each item was probably what took the longest. I feel like I kind of had an idea of what I wanted for the designs for the first drop, but I guess finding the items and the material and the fit and all of that of what I wanted was the most difficult part. I I ordered like a bajillion trillion, I guess I'll start with the mass. I ordered a bajillion, actually no, I kind of ordered a bajillion trillion of every single item. And it was just this thing of like, let's order it, let's see it, let's wash it, let's feel it, let's try it on. Okay, I hate it. And like we did that like, I really want to say like 10 times for each item. It really was just like a process of figuring out, you know, what I mess with, what would I wear. I wanted it to fit on me because I don't want to sell things that, or you know, create things that I wouldn't wear, that I wouldn't buy, or that I wouldn't pick out. So there were so many things that, you know, I would get and I'm like, you know, we could use this, but like I don't really like this about it, or I don't really like the fit of this. So we're just some that were just like a total. I'd say the mask was the first thing that I was like solidified in. The sweatpants were kind of a hassle to get because I wanted the pair that I got, and site had all of these like things that I needed to do in order to order, and then they were on back order. So I was trying a bunch of other ones to see if like, oh, like could I settle for these? And I really just hated them. And I don't know about you guys, but like I'm really picky about my pants, like joggers, shorts, jeans, because like a lot of them don't fit me nicely. And I don't know if that's just because like it's my body type, or if that's just like a common thing that people go through, or girls, I'm not too sure. But I hate a lot of pants on me that I will order and I will try them on and I will be like, why did I order these? I hate them. And I knew there was a few that I could like probably have settled for, but I was just like, like if I order them in the mail and I got these, I would be like, okay. But like I really wanted a pair that I was like, oh, like I would go goo goo gaga over these. I finally got through all of the process of the site and communicating that. And that took within itself like months. And then when we went to order them, they're on back order. And I'm like, oh my God, that took months. That literally took like 2 months for them to come in. I went through so many different items for each of the items. And once I have solidified the items that I liked and the items that I wanted, I had ordered them. Once I have received everything, we went into print. I live in LA and there's, I'm sure, a ton of people who do this, but I really wanted to find somebody who, you know, would produce the quality that I really wanted and that I was asking for. Once I had gone through a few different people, I finally had found the one that I wanted to go through, dropped everything off, we started printing. First thing that was done was the sweatpants. I was a little worried because I'm like, I printed everything and then I embroidered these. They came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed, I love. Great. Mask, great. T-shirt, great. Lastly, we have the sweatshirt. The sweatshirt design was one of the time-consuming designs when it came to like the graphics for it. So I obviously, when it came to the printing, you know, I had very specific things that I had wanted for it. And when we had sent the tech packs, that it said everything that I had wanted. And when I got the picture of it, I was like, something's not right. So I opened the tech packs and I'm like, the coloring isn't right. Like this isn't what I had asked for. And not because it was bad, but just because it was like not what I had asked for. So I start having like this mental breakdown and I'm like, oh my God, like everything's ruined basically. I'm like, we're restarting. Like I was like, I hate it, we're restarting all of it. I guess I like really took time to like dissect what we had gone, and I was like, okay, it's really not that bad. Like the blue is 2 different shades, like it's not the end of the world. That's really the main thing that I've learned from this entire process is like, when it comes to a business, you know, you're putting your ideas and your creation in other people's hands to, you know, bring the vision to life, and not everybody's not gonna be exact to what you like. And that's kind of, I guess, like the art of like having a clothing brand, is at the end of the day, like this is what was supposed to happen, and I love it, and I wouldn't have put it out if I didn't love it. So at the end of the day, like it did all happen for a reason, and I'm kind of grateful for it because I think it's really cool. I love the sweatshirt. I loved it enough to drop it. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. The whole entire process has really taught me, because I feel like in a way I'm a little bit of a control freak, and if it doesn't go the way, you know, I envisioned or the way that I wanted, it makes my brain rattle. And this process was a lot for my brain to like, I guess, digest, because it's like, I'm working with so many different people and I can't expect everything to go perfectly, because that's just, it's not the way the world works. So I guess with that being said, I called the guy, we went back and forth, it was this whole thing, and then I was just like, you know what, we're not gonna reprint it. It's not the end of the world, and I actually kind of like it, so we're good. The camera overheated. Anyways, honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna like this video or if I'm gonna post it because I'm so stressed, because I really want you guys to understand how much I love these items, how much I love this brand, and how much this brand means to me. And it's really hard to like get that through in a video, because like I just want to talk to you guys and like not talk to like a camera and like hope I say the right things for you guys to get it, or like get my point, or I don't know. And I'm also just like ADD, like I think of a thought and then like a bajillion other thoughts come, and then I'm just like, oh my god, should I have said that, should I have said that? Anyways, I don't even know where I was because my camera overheated, but I'm gonna just get into the items. So first we're gonna start with the mask. I don't have a lot of masks that I love because they either take off my makeup if I'm wearing makeup, or they make me sweat, or they're not thick enough and I feel like they're doing nothing, or they're not cute. I really wanted to create a mask that was like cool to wear and like cool that you're not like sweating, but it like gets the job done. That's this mask. I ordered a bajillion trillion mask, and this was the one that I loved the most. Also, for you girls, on days that I wear makeup, this mask does not take off my makeup. And I love that because I hate that I wear a mask and then like I'll have a bunch of makeup right here and it's just like a pain in the butt. I think it's cute and I think it's cool, and it's also blue, which is my favorite color. It's super comfy. It's kind of like a dry fit material, which I like because I don't know, it doesn't make me sweat, and a lot of masks make me sweat, but it still gets the job done in the sense that like I still feel safe and like I'm not wearing like a sheer cloth that COVID will just come right through. You know what I'm saying? Okay, next we have the t-shirt. It's a blue t-shirt because once again, blue is my favorite color. I don't know, it's just like a comfy everyday t-shirt. I feel like it goes with a lot. I feel like I, for a while, didn't have any t-shirts in my closet, and if I did, they were like cropped, or like crop tops, tank tops, crop tees. I didn't have like t-shirts. And lately I've been really into t-shirts because sometimes your girl just wants to be comfy, and joggers and a t-shirt is what it is. And I think that this is perfect for that. It has my logo on the front, and then it has what my brand stands for, Think, Acknowledge, Grow, on the back. Every item has my Think, Acknowledge, Grow tag, and then it also has the woven label at the bottom. Size reference, I'm a size small. I'll put pictures up right here. My closet, I mainly pull a size small, but I did take pictures in an oversized one. I think it was a size large. If you want more of like the baggy look, for size reference, I'm a size small, and like baggy look, I got a size large. Next, we have the sweatpants. And honestly, joggers are so difficult. I feel like I already told you guys this at the beginning. So difficult for me to find a pair that I love and fit me nicely in all the right places and are comfy and are soft and are still cute and still give that vibe of like, oh, she tried, but she's comfy. Because I have sweatpants that are like, girl, did you just roll out of bed? And I didn't want that vibe, but I also wanted to feel like when you leave the house, like you did roll out of bed because they're that comfy. You get what I'm saying? That's these. You can tighten them. You can wear them loose. You have my like logo embroidered right here. I'm a size medium. I like my joggers to be a little bit more oversized because like I said, I go for like more of the comfy look. So I got a size medium, but I also do fit a size small for size reference. The logo is actually embroidered on these, which I love, and I feel like we're a really good touch to these sweatpants, and also they're so soft. I really wish you could feel them. And I completely understand the whole like, it's hard to buy pants, or really anything, but pants especially, online because you can't feel them, you can't try them on. But I promise you, take my word for it, these sweatpants are really soft and comfy. And if you could try them on, I'd let you, but you can't. So you gotta just take my word for it. They're soft, they're comfy, they're cute. You could dress them up, you could dress them down. Like I said, you could put a t-shirt on with them. You could put like a cute crop top and some like cute sneakers. It's really what you're feeling, what you're going for. Last but not least, the sweatshirt. So like I said, this sweatshirt was definitely the most time consuming. I feel like the other items are more of like the staple logo items, if that makes sense. And this is more of a specific like drop concept, if that makes sense. So I really wanted the main concept to be that thoughts become things. And I knew that the second I started this, that I wanted my first drop to be around that concept. And I think that that's just because like I live by that motto so much, because you really don't realize that what you fill your brain with, you know, who you surround yourself with, what you think about, the thoughts that you allow to fill your brain, what you watch, you know, all of that, you don't realize how much that plays a role and has an effect on your everyday life. And I really think that if you're more conscious about what you fill your brain with and the thoughts that you allow to cross, it can have a really big impact on your life. And I wanted to create an item that stood for that. So I created a sweatshirt. It's a white sweatshirt that says thoughts become things on the front, and then on the back it says what you think you become, what you feel you attract, and what you imagine you create. And it's just a graphic of a brain being woven together. And I guess that's really just a visual for thoughts become things. And I wanted to create something. I was like, what comes to mind when you think about thoughts become things? And this is the first thing that came to my mind. Sometimes when I like look at these items, I'm like, wow, like these are your items. Like you created these, this is your clothing brand. Like it seems fake when I see the items in my closet. And like sometimes I forget that they're mine. This sweatshirt is super comfy, and I am picky about my sweatshirts. And this was one of the sweatshirts that I love the way it fit. It's comfy, it's cute. I love it. Figured I would just answer because these are some of the questions that you guys had asked me and I had screenshotted them, so yeah. Okay, TKG, your initials, and why did you pick the K for acknowledge? So I feel like I already answered this, but I'll go through it again. Yes, TKG is my initials, but I also wanted to create something that wasn't necessarily merchy and like Taylor Grubbs. It was more of like a brand because I wanted to create a clothing brand. So I wanted to create a meaning behind my initials, and like I kind of went into, acknowledgement is something that's really important to me and really important in my life that I've learned. So I wanted to find a way to incorporate that. So that's kind of why the K is the K in acknowledge, because I really wanted acknowledge to be a part of what my brand stands for. When was the first idea for TKG to start, and when did you start working on it? So this all started about a little over a year ago is when this process all started. And like I said, it kind of started when I was able to sit down with someone who had a clothing brand of their own, and they kind of, you know, walked me through the process, and it kind of became this thing where it was like doable. And I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, I can do this. And he honestly gave me a lot of insight that helped me, and he kind of walked me through the steps and the process, and I took a ton of notes there, and those notes really helped. So yeah, that's a little over a year ago is when that meeting first became a thing. Do you deliver international? Yes, everywhere, wherever you are, we deliver. TKGclothing.com. Go shop. Do you already have your ideas for your next drop? Yes and no. They're not completed. The ideas are done, but the final graphics are not completed yet. But I do have all the items yet, and I'm very excited. I'll give you guys a little hint. It's 4 different items, but 6 different things are gonna be sold for this drop. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, what's the funniest thing that happened on shoot day? Honestly, I don't have an answer to this. If you guys don't know, I had 3 different shoot days. I had 2 with like just me and the items. One was like more of like a vintage vibe, and then one was like an earthy, flowery, plant growing vibe. And then my last one was with me and the models for my website. And I don't know the funniest thing that happened. Honestly, all of them, I really had a blast. They were all surreal. Like the whole time that I was sitting there, I was just like, bro, is this real? Is this real life? Because I feel like I've been working on it for so long that when it actually came to like seeing me wearing it, seeing other people wearing it, seeing it in pictures and videos and like all of those things, it was just like, I don't know, it didn't seem real. But I think when I post this video, I'm gonna also post the behind the scenes video that was created on my Instagram. So if you guys want to check that out, go check that out. My Instagram is Taylor Grubbs, and I'm pretty sure the behind the scenes video will be posted on there. Also, shout out to Avo because he took all of my photos and videos for this entire drop and he killed it. I had very specific things that I wanted to be done visually for it, and he really made it all happen. So shout out to you, Avo. What inspired you to start TKG? I really wanted to create a brand that wasn't necessarily just cute clothes, but also had a meaning behind it. And I wanted you to feel like when you put these clothes on, you knew what they stood for, and that kind of, you know, helped shape you into a better person and taught you something. And like I said, my brand stands for still growing, and it's something that I really try to incorporate in my everyday life, and I try to encourage and, you know, share with other people to incorporate that as well. Growing is something that can be done in all aspects of your life with whatever situation it may be. And I just wanted to create clothes that resonated with that. And I wanted to create items that, you know, were cute and cool and comfy and dope, but also, you know, was spreading a good meaning and made the people who supported my brand a better person. Since your drop went well, are you going to add more sizes for your next drop? So I actually already have all the items for my next drop like already purchased, so that the sizes are going to stay the same for, but I do totally understand where all of you guys are coming from about the size range, and the size range will definitely be expanding as my brand expands as well. And I'm sorry if I don't have a size that fits you right now, and I completely understand how that can be frustrating, but with time I will be expanding my size range, so stay on the lookout for that. With that being said, that is everything, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you know, I guess learned a little bit more about me and about my brand, and I hope this gave you a little bit more insight on what my brand stands for and what it's about and the items that I picked. And I cannot wait for you guys to see my next drop and everything that TKG has in store, and I'm really excited to share it all with you guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.